Howdy, folks. It's another edition of High School Sports Talk Plus. We'll be doing the Pro Sports Talk Plus, we hope, soon as well, to sprinkle in some college football and pro football. I am Matt Hatfield. The guy sitting right next to me that I'm pointing at is the coach, Ed Young, who is enjoying the summer.
Don't get confused. Don't get us confused.
Waning down. The summer is about to come
I don't want to hear
to a
that.
close. August is the best month of the year because somebody in this room was born in that month.
It wasn't me. I like July, and I was not born in July, but I'll take July as my best month.
We just did our Players of the Year picks, which we'll kind of skim over it here. It'll be on the 757 at 6, which you can hear weeknights on ESPN Radio 94.1, 6 to 7 p.m. You can hear us 10 a.m. to noon on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1. They're Ed Young's two favorite radio programs. He stars in one of them. He occasionally pops his head in and guest stars on the other.
When I'm invited.
And on the Sports Talk Plus video show, you're always welcome to sponsor and support the show. We're looking to go out and do the show on the road. Come to your establishment, your places. Drop us a comment, an email, any kind of note. We'll do that. We'll do it. We'll do it for free food or something. A free T-shirt.
I always work for food.
A free smile. Ed Young loves smiles.
Smiling. Oh, see, very good smiles.
All right, Poppy. Real quickly, though, we skimmed over our Players of the Year picks. And of the names that jump out, Ed, I mean, there's certainly some household names in the class of 2020 with Lamarion James and Keandre Lambert. Lamarion at Indian River, Keandre at Maury, Kalon Black at Salem. There's not a lot of big-time quarterbacks, and this area has been known for that with the Tyrod Taylors, the E.J. Manuels, the Michael Vicks, and so on and so forth over the years. I think that makes it somewhat intriguing, A. And then B, I think as we did this, we found more defensive names for Players of the Year candidates, even guys where one of us didn't pick him, whether it be a Malcolm Burnett, Oscar Smith, an Antoine Powell-Ryland at Indian River, or in the Beach where you got Tony Grimes and Naquan Brown, Grimes at Princess Anne, Brown at Ocean Lakes. That class of 2021 is very deep. And then the running backs in the class of 2022 with Lake Taylor's Malik Newton, Rodney Hammond from Booker T. Washington. We spoke with his coach, DJ Alexander, at Booker T. I think the talent may arguably be better in the upcoming classes beyond this year, which could bode well for the future of high school football in Hampton Roads as we try to get a state champion. It's been a 5-year drought. Lake Taylor and Ocean Lake's the last two to do it. Lake Taylor and Phoebus both came close last season, but that's ultimately going to be something to keep an eye on for as we watch going into this 2019 campaign.
Yeah, I think some of the better talent might be of the younger generation, but we do have some outstanding seniors, and I think there's some seniors that not only going to make an impact their senior year in high school, but I think can go on and be some pretty good college players, maybe even better than what they were in high school. And to say that, they're going to be extremely great college players because they're the top of the line in high school right now.
So as we look across the districts, it's time to do are you ready to do our top 4 district picks for the teams? We haven't done that yet. We're going to make people angry all across the 757, and then we'll expand it to the state after that. Are you ready to do that, or do you want to wait on it?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go. Beach District 1 through 4. You want to go first, or let me go first?
You go
Flip
first.
the coin. It lands on heads.
You go first. I call tails.
All right, Ocean Lakes won it last year, going 10-0. They got Miles Alston and Naquan Brown back. They'll be major factors for them, and they're 2021 kids, so they'll be back the next 2 seasons. It's easy to pick them 1, but I'm going to go with Salem 1. There's been so much buzz around them with their defense, with Zamarion Harrell leading the way and some key returners at linebacker. I think Sean Wilson has one of the best players in the district, and Kalon Black, if healthy. I think Salem, it might be a 2 or 3-way tie even. I don't see them going 10-0, but I do see them winning the Beach ultimately. So they'll be my first pick. I'll go Salem 1. I will go Ocean Lakes 2. I will go Lancetown 3. And then you might have a logjam for 4th. A lot of teams in the mix there. I can see Cox, Bayside, Kellam. I'm going to go on a flyer here, and even Tallwood, I wouldn't throw them out. I'm going to go Bayside 4th. What do you say? Top 4.
My 4 are...
I bet you're going Ocean Lakes 1, aren't you?
I'm going backwards.
Oh, you're going backwards. You're going to go 4-1.
4 is going to be...
4! That's what Ed says when he's on the golf course.
And watch out when I'm on the golf course. Give me Bayside.
Bayside. So you copied me. Nice job, copycat.
Give me 3.
You going to copy me again and go Lancetown?
No, I'm going Cox.
Oh, he's going Cox. So that means that Salem, Ocean Lakes, or Lansdowne, one of them is out of his top 4. Ooh.
Wow. I'm going to have somebody really mad at me.
He's choked up.
Give me 2 is Salem.
Salem.
1 is Ocean Lakes. I left Lansdowne.
Tommy
now.
Riemann.
Oh my God.
Throw him all your throw your eggs at him. Throw the stuff in your backpack at him. You don't
Just
carry
gave
that backpack
Tommy
around.
more firepower.
He did.
Motivation. Tommy don't even think about me doing the season.
I think he knows that you're the bad man. I'm the good man. I think
Though a couple years ago, I remember in an interview,
can
the
you-
first thing he said in the interview was, and nobody picked us, including you, Matt Hatfield. I remember that.
Well, when I picked him and he lost, he didn't say anything about it, did he? No, I didn't.
That's right.
You just picked Chris Price as your offensive player of the year, too,
And
a
I'm
quarterback.
picking him 4th.
And you're picking him out of the top 4 in the
Out of the
district.
top 4. Oh my
What
God.
are you? What is?
I'm going to change
wrong
this
with
next
you?
week.
You're going to change. You can't do that.
Oh, yeah,
Eastern
you can.
District.
It's a new day.
Eastern District. You want to go first?
I gotta go
Pretty
first.
established.
I'm going first.
I mean, I know who you're going 1. I think. Well, I don't know. Is it Lake Taylor? Is it Maury?
I'm
Is it
going.
somebody
I
else?
know. Let me go.
Is it
Let me
IC
go.
Norcom? Is it Norview?
Let me go.
Churchland?
Number 4, Norview.
Norview. Ed says Norview. Okay. I expected that. Who plays in Ansman River game 1? No blue suit bet this year, thank God. That's what Ed says. I say, darn it. I'd like to see a blue suit. Friendly wager. Not a bet.
boy,
It's
I'm
friendly
kinda
wager.
up in
Gentleman's
the air.
agreement.
I'm up in the air with this number 3.
You're always up in the air. That's why you need to stop
No,
going to
I
Busch
don't do
Gardens
the
and
plane
all
rides.
those
No,
Kings
I don't get on.
Dominion.
I've been to Kings Dominion, but I don't get on the ride.
Plane ride? You just came back from Vegas.
I don't like getting on a plane.
Well, how'd
I
you
like
get
getting
there?
off the plane, but I like getting on it.
How'd
I
you
had to
get-
get on there. Yeah, you have to do that. You can't drive that. I'm going to go 3.
You're going to go Norcom, aren't you?
Yeah,
I knew it.
Norcom. Robert Jackson back on the sideline. I think he's going to do something there.
Okay.
And Larry Archie left a lot. Didn't leave the cupboard bare.
No, he didn't. He's at Granby now, but I don't think you're going to put Granby there yet.
No, I got to
It's
go.
Lake Taylor and Maury. Who's 1, who's 2?
Maury 2, Lake Taylor 1.
I actually agree with you completely, and you know how much that pains me to agree with you
You
completely.
mean all 4 the exact same
in
way?
the same exact order. I do.
Wow, that is surprising.
But I will tell you this: Maury's got its best chance in a long while to beat Lake Taylor. Has their best
I agree
chance.
with that. I agree with that.
Doesn't mean that they'll do it, but they have their best chance. I think Lake Taylor's defense is a little bit underestimated. I heard they did really well in their scrimmage against Woodside. Maury's offense is very high powered, but see that game's been a shootout the last couple of years. I'll be curious to see if it takes on a lower score this season. I think it might actually with Lake Taylor and Maury, much like we've seen with the Southeastern showdowns as we move along to there. Indian River, Oscar Smith, they generally are 1-2, although, hey, a couple years ago, Kings Fork snapped the 99-game winning streak. They have a new coach in Kermit Buggs. Don't forget about Nansemond River, who you've already said can win 8+ games this year. You love what Justin Conyers' group has coming back, and you are partial and biased, which we understand fully up front. Deep Creek's been a surprise. Does Western Branch make a climb back up under Greg Gibson? They seem to be better than they were. They didn't win a game last year. Somebody else sneak around there? Give me your 1 through 4. I go first, don't I?
Yeah, you
for
go first on
Southeastern?
this one.
Boy, this is tough. And there's some new coaches. There's 2 in Suffolk with Joe Jones at Lakeland and Kermit Buggs at Kings Fork. I'm going to go Kings Fork 4. I like what I saw out of Coach Buggs' group. They are young. I could see Deep Creek being 4, and that probably is a safer, wiser pick. So I'm sure Andre Twine will be mad at me, and I fully understand it. I think they have some good parts over there with Antoine Fleur and Gabe Fooster leading the way for the Hornets. But I'm going to go Kings Fork 4. I'm going to go Nansemond River 3. I'm going to go Oscar Smith 2 and Indian River 1. I think Indian River just has more top shelf, top notch talent when you look at Lamarion James and Antoine Powell Ryland and Tyrell Sproul's going to Navy. The list goes on and on with Cameron Hunter and Corey Lucas both headed to Liberty. Then an Oscar Smith team that really is not as senior heavy. They're more junior and sophomore dominated for Chris Scott's Tigers this year as they break in that era and do so with Highland Springs in game 1. Indian River's got a tough game 1 with Northeastern out of North Carolina, but it's not quite the challenge that Highland Springs is in game 1.
No, Highland Springs is, they're already state champion level
Like
5.
22 D1 dudes, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
insane.
That's just the way it is. I'm going to agree with you.
Across the
Kings
board?
Fork 4. I'm going to make one change. Kings Fork 4.
Okay.
Slightly over Deep Creek. Though I think Deep Creek can beat him in the game, I think Kings Fork wins more in the
All
district.
right, what's your slight change?
3 is I got to go Nansemond River. I want to pick him number 2.
I wanted you to pick them too. I thought you
I
would.
did.
Wow.
I really do, but I'm going to go Indian River 2, Smith 1.
Oh wow! So you do think
I'm going to
Oscar
do it different,
Smith wins?
just in spite of you. I'm going to go.
Spite of me.
Smith
so you
won.
think the new quarterback will develop and they will
I think they'll be okay right there. You know, Indian River has a coaching change, but it's not really much of a coaching change.
they have a young quarterback as well.
But I'm telling you, I really want to move Nansemond River up.
Well, go ahead and do it. Get everybody in Indian River mad at you, thinking that you're the third best team in the
I'd
district.
rather have
going
Indian River
10-0.
mad at me than Nansemond River.
Well, then go ahead. You're put Indian River third and Nansemond two. They think they already know you're a crazy basketball
I'm
coach.
going to leave it. I'm going to leave it.
You're more indecisive.
I'm going to leave it.
than
I'm going to leave Nansemond River 3.
Peninsula
Give them more
District.
motivation because they're going to get me in the hallway. Hey, coach, I see you picked us. I said motivation.
Okay.
End of year. Doesn't matter what I picked. It's what you do on the field.
Well, I guess all those kids can just yell at you.
They will.
Peninsula, you got Phoebus, Woodside, Hampton. Hampton's coming off a losing season. It wasn't all Mike Smith, as he'll tell you quickly, because he
I
didn't
go
coach
first,
every
right?
game. Yeah, you go first. You're welcome to go first.
Hampton 4.
Uh-huh. Writing this down. You got them 4. So who's third? Because I'm thinking Phoebus and Woodside at the top. You gonna go with Heritage, George Chubbs, Massenburg?
Yeah.
Third? Okay.
I'm going Chubbs over his mentor in
Wow.
Mike Smith.
His former coach.
Woodside 2, Phoebus 1.
Woodside 2 and Phoebus 1. I'm very tempted to pick Woodside 1. I really am.
Do it.
And what's crazy is Phoebus's chances of winning a state championship are much greater, being that they're in Class 3 and Woodside's in Class 5, where Highland Springs you eventually have to go through. They've played them in the regular season, so they know all about Highland Springs. I'm going to go Phoebus 1, Woodside 2, Hampton 3, and Heritage 4.
So we're
I think
making
Hampton
switch
has
of
a
3 and
bounce
4.
back. Yeah, I think they have a bounce back. Kecoughtan lost a lot of seniors. We can't sleep on Gloucester anymore. They've been dangerous the last couple of years. Remember, they had Isaiah Spencer 2 years ago, who's now at Old Dominion. I do think that it's going to take some time for Denby. It's going to take some time. Warwick has, they got to a great start last year. Warwick group us all wrong, so they could be in that top 4. Everybody, the forgotten about wild card is Warwick with Corey Hairston's Raiders. And then I do think Menchville's not going to be the doorstep that they've been at in recent years. I think they could maybe pull an upset. I'm not putting them in the top 4, but Bay Rivers District, Lafayette's got that long streak. Does it stay intact?
You go first.
Yeah, I really want to put Keith Smithfield Packers 4 with Chris Gundy, a big playmaker for them. I'm just not quite sure. I'm pretty sold on 1 through 3. 1's Lafayette. 2 is going to be York, although I think Poquoson, much like we just talked about with Phoebus Woodside, Poquoson has a better chance to advance in Class 2 to the state playoffs than York does, where they got to go through Norcom and Phoebus and Lafayette and Booker T and Hopewell and Petersburg from Richmond as well. So I'm going to go York 2, Poquoson 3, and then that 4th spot is really up for grabs. Ward Hill's got a new coach. We know the struggles Bruton's had. Grafton's got a new coach. Low numbers there. Jamestown, I don't think is quite ready yet, though they do have a Navy commit in Drew Wilder, son of ODU coach Bobby Wilder. I'm going to go with the Tab Tigers and Matt Lawson. They've finished up the regular seasons the last 2 years pretty well. I think Tab will find its way to that 4th spot, even though Smithfield might have a little more talent working for him.
I'm going Smithfield 4.
I knew you would. You're so obvious on that.
Smithfield 4.
Second year to coach, you feel like they'll be better, ready for his installations there, Coach Newhall?
I think so.
Okay. And?
Gotta go Poquoson 3, York 2. I gotta go Blue Smoke.
Blue Smoke.
And of course Lafayette sits in first by
That's your
themselves.
guy, Doug Pereira, by the way, and Lafayette is 1. All right, as we get ready to finish these up, I'm going to give you the 10 teams in no particular order. You'll love this, Ed Young, that are in our top 10s being unveiled on VirginiaPreps.com. I'm going to go random order so Ed Young can't figure out who's ranked where yet. And he's going to tell you here on August the 17th who will win the state championship in December. I don't think it's December 17th, but it'll be on that, second Saturday, I think it is in December? Something like that, because your basketball season opens a week later this year. I think it's going to be December 14th. So he's going to tell you who's going to hoist trophies in all 6 divisions. So, remember, Manchester won 6. They moved on to Division 5. So here are the 10 teams in no particular order in our top 10s. He's going to write them down
Let
fast
me write
here.
these down.
We've got, from the local regions, we've got Oscar Smith and Ocean Lakes. We've got, also out of our Region 6B now, the Freedom Eagles, the Woodbridge Vikings, the Patriot Pioneers.
Can
Oh,
you,
by
go,
the
can you
way.
go faster?
Yeah, I can go faster.
I can write nothing down.
Thomas Dale. Thomas. Oh, you were being facetious. I'm sorry. Would you like me to talk like, come on, Speedy from Night Court?
Just do like you did in high school.
YouTube that, by the way. Come
Do
on,
what you did in high school
Speedy.
because it was the best 7
Come
years of
on,
your life.
Speedy! My man, Dan Fielding.
I got
played by
Freedom-
John Larroquette. Great
Freedom,
job,
Patriot,
John
Thomas
Larroquette.
Dale.
Okay. I'll go super slow for you. Ocean Lakes, Oscar
got that.
Smith,
I got
Thomas
that.
Dale, Colonial Forge, Freedom, Patriot, Lake Braddock, Woodbridge, South County, Westfield. Okay, you got 10 schools? Who wins the state championship? Class 6.
And 6?
Yeah, who wins it? Of those 10. I mean, it could be somebody outside the top 10, but who wins it? And that's in no particular order. You're going South County to win a state championship. Really? Wow. That's a shocker. So when they start 0-1, they can blame you.
Blame
I
me.
didn't say that. I'm sorry, South County. He's going with South County to win a state championship. Nice job. Class 5, in no particular order, you got the likes of Woodside, you got the likes of Salem, you got the likes of Indian River,
Class
Maury.
5?
Yeah, it's Class
Stop.
5.
We're wasting time. Highland Springs.
Wow, you don't need to hear the list of schools.
I don't want to hear the others.
Man! Woo! All right, we won't play the rest of the schools.
Done.
Even though Manchester's coming down to 5 and they won a state championship.
Manchester, you're fighting for second. Keep going.
Man! Woo! Take that as ammo. Maury and Indian River and Salem, even Nansemond River.
Local teams, I want
What
you to
a-
win. Nansemond River, I want
By
you
the
to
way,
win. All.
neat trivia nugget. Class 5 is the only division that has 3 state champions from last year in it. You know why?
Move downs, move ups.
Well, yes, Manchester moved down, but Woodgrove also moved up, which won Class 4. So there will be a new Class 4 champ. We know about Lake Taylor being in the 757. In fact, the only 757 in the top 10 for Class 4. But you have traditional power. Salem, you got EC Glass, you got Dinwiddie, you got Louisa, Sharando, Jefferson Forest, Eastern View, and then you got a couple newbies as well from Northern Virginia in Tuscarora and Broad Run, which has a quarterback headed to Wake Forest, and Mitch Griffiths. They did lose their running back Tim Baldwin to Patriots. So of those schools I just mentioned, EC Glass and Tuscarora, Salem, Lake Taylor, Dinwiddie, Broad Run. You're going Lake Taylor.
Yeah, Lake Taylor.
Hank Slater's going to get a third
Another
ring.
one. Come on, Hank.
He can catch up to his wife, huh?
It's up to your wife. Got to help Hank out.
There you go. All right, Class 3. I know where you're going because you teased this a while back. Phoebus, who I know you like. You got Hopewell, who won it 2 years ago. You have defending champ Heritage of Lynchburg, Brad Bradley's Pioneers. You got Lord Botetourt, which has maybe the most massive, biggest offensive line in the whole state. You got Lafayette, who's also from the 757 moving down. You got Norcom, you got Petersburg, you got Spotswood, you got Goochland moving up from Class 2, who I think you picked last year in Class 2. Magna Vista, where are you going, sir?
A little tougher, but when the dust settles,
The blue smoke settles. Are you going York, who's outside of it? I know you love Doug Pereira. You're not going that far.
yeah,
Okay.
we can't. I'm going with the Phoebus.
Oh, when the
Victims.
blue smoke, the Phoebus blue smoke. He's
Yeah,
going
I'm going with the Phoebus.
So 2 teams that lost in the state final. Ed Young is declaring on this date, August the 17th, they will get rings. And by the way, they play game 1, August 31st at Darling Stadium. So where are you going to be? You going to be at Phoebus Lake Taylor, ODU Norfolk State, or neither? You got to answer that question. He's just going to keep looking off
hard for me to. Yeah, it's too hard for me to just know. I don't know where I'm going to be 20 minutes from now.
Yes, he does. He knows where he's
Oh,
going to
that's
be.
true, too.
He'll be there. He'll be there, pretty lady. All right, Class 2. Moving on. You got Appomattox, which won 3 straight before last year. You have the reigning champ, the G-Men of Graham High. You got Radford, known for their basketball success, but they got P.J. Prelude, son of a former NFL DB, and Ben Cox, who's committed to Vanderbilt. You got Pocosin out of the 757. You got Thomas Jefferson out of Richmond. Clark County with Peyton Rutherford running the ball real well. Ridgeview with Trenton Adkins is one of the top running backs in that class of 2021. Glenver, Rich Lands, Greg Mance's team. I think he's about to get win number 200, his next victory. Where are you going with Richlands, Clark County, TJ Richmond, Radford, Glenver, Pocosin, Graham, Appomattox?
Oh,
I know you like those
one's a lot
Western
tougher.
schools, Radford and
This one's a
Graham and
lot tougher.
Appomattox. Graham did graduate its best player in Cameron Allen to Purdue. They do have Devin Lester, the ODU commit, playing quarterback.
I'm going
Repeat? G-Men?
Radford.
Oh, you're going Radford. Ooh, that's a really shrewd pick by you, sir.
I'm sure.
The Bobcats. He's going with the shrewd. They won basketball. He says they're going to win football in the same calendar year.
I'm going Radford.
All right, I'm sure Coach Saunders likes hearing that. Probably doesn't because he knows you're a jinx. Class 1 to conclude this monstrosity of a High School Sports Talk Plus video show, but we thank you for watching and staying with us this long anyways. Class 1, you have Perry McClure, you have Essex, you have Chilhowie, who I know you like, Washington and Lee, Narrows, Kelly Lowe's Green Wave there. You got Rappahannock, who I'm hearing a lot of good things about. William Campbell, Galax, Patrick Henry of Glade Spring. And, of course, the defending champ who got its coach back in Robert Casto. I'm talking about the Riverheads Gladiators, who always seem to be the de facto pick here in Class 1. Does the trend end? Do you go with a Galax? Do you go with somebody else to upset the apple cart? Like I said, you got candidates like William Campbell, Chilhowie. You can even take someone outside my top 10. There's, say, a Sussex Central who's young, or a Franklin or a Northumberland. What do you think? What do you think?
Back to back.
To back. To back. To back. To
Riverheads.
back. To back.
Riverhead.
The Gladiators.
Yeah.
So that's your only repeat. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You got Highland Springs getting a 5-peat. Riverheads and Highland Springs.
Yeah, I got Highland Springs as the number 1 team period of everybody.
All right. You want to rank those 6 that you just picked? Or no? Leave that alone for right now.
Leave that alone for right now, because I might change it next week.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He's
Highland
already
Springs I
scratched a
won't
couple.
change. That's a definite
That's
won't
a
change.
definite. You're guaranteeing it.
Guaranteed. They're getting every vote.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the video show, I think. You have anything else to add, sir, before you spend one of your final weekends before you go back to school? You go back to school next week, don't you?
I don't want to even talk about it. You're right.
He goes back to school next week, which means you can email him, folks. He'll finally answer emails for the first time in about a month or a half, 2
got
months.
900,000 emails.
Oh,
to answer
poor
back.
guy. You haven't answered them all summer?
Nope.
Wow. So all you administrators and teachers and coaches out there, you know who to email. That's edwardyoung@spsk. Say something funny, Ed. I'm out of lines.
I'm just flabbergasted. Go Yankees.
Boo, Yankees. Go Diamondbacks. Go Cardinals. We need all the help we can get.
Diamondbacks will be going right home.
Hey, enjoy the rest of your weekend and summer. We'll talk to you soon on the video show right here on the YouTube channel. And listen every Saturday, 10 a.m. on ESPN Radio 94.1.